what the troll job that they did against my hometown team. Let's go to another troll job that happened in St. Louis. Rams head coach Jeff Fisher decided to trot out the 6 players traded for Robert Griffin III only a couple years ago for the coin toss. Ty, is this the best troll that you have ever seen?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that makes it one of the grandest is that you couldn't tell. No one was sure at first. So when you do something subtle, just kind of under the table, and then other people like, wait a minute, wait, Janoris, Zach, Stedman Bailey, Greg Robinson, Brockers, Ogletree, aren't these the guys you got in that explosive deal? So yes, this was the best troll job ever. He didn't have to tell no one. He didn't have to hear it from no sources, under the table or under the rug. Yes, Jeff Fisher, I salute you, sir. I salute you.
You know what was so funny about the troll job? That it was, like you said, it was just so smooth. It was just so smooth.
Velvet, baby.
The message that he sent to Washington was like, well, we feel happy about our trade. How do you feel about RG3 right now? And he just kind of sat back and looked at him and laughed as they shut out the Washington Redskins this past game. But is this the best troll job? That same week, Michael Bennett had a pretty good troll job himself, saying that Mark Sanchez was impersonating a good quarterback this past week. That was pretty good. I have to give him props for that. Aaron Rodgers with the grape crush soda that he drank after he beat the Vikings. That was also another good troll job. And the best troller has to go to Richard Sherman. Whatever he says, whatever he does, he's the best troller. He's the best person of trolling somebody with the "Are you mad, bro?" at Tom Brady, with the "I'm better than you" to Michael Crabtree, and he just seems to embrace that troll mentality.
I mean, before we kind of spoke, we talked about MJ's shot, and we said that was more so arrogant. I think the thing with Sherman is more so arrogance, I will say. But back to Fisher, his time with the Titans. Look at the quarterback he didn't want to draft, Vince Young, but the organization wanted him. This was Fisher's way of saying, you know what, especially with hindsight being 2020, when I say don't get a quarterback, don't get that quarterback. So let's trade out of 2, stockpile these picks, and it's paying off for them because he walked them out and he said, all the news about RG3 ain't been good news.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's how you build a team. And that's one of the ways that the Rams are beginning to turn their franchise around. They're building their team through the draft. They make that blockbuster deal that seems that it changed the fortunes of the St. Louis organization. So from a mental standpoint, it shows the camaraderie. It shows the union that's within the Rams. And it just shows the dysfunction that's happening within the Redskins organization.
And that's all fine and dandy. But most importantly, it took trolling to a whole nother level.
It's nothing like throwing salt in another organization. But let's throw it over to my man, Shed, Steve Davis over here in Shed's Block. Shed, what do you have for us? Do you believe that this is the best troll job that you have ever seen?
Absolutely, I think that was the biggest troll of the year. I mean, you got to think about it. He sends out the 6 players that he got in the draft, for that trade for RG3. And the bad thing about it is that RG3 didn't barely even play that game. They lost in the blowout at home. RG3's having a bad year. I mean, it's like perfect timing for Fisher to come out with something like this. I think the Rams have a very young defense, and they're obviously, treading upwards. They still got to figure out their quarterback situation and a staple at running back. I mean, right now they got Trey Mason, but they had Zach Stacy. They had, a few other guys kind of come in and out, but hopefully they can figure that thing out on offense because that defense is looking very legit. So shout out to Fish, like we talked about, man. These trolls, it's hilarious. I love to see that type of stuff happening. And, man, I just hope RG3 can get it together because otherwise he's going to be out of D.C., man. It's crazy.